The Supreme Court has begun hearing in the Haldwani eviction case. Remember, this case pertains to alleged encroachment on railway land in Haldwani in Uttarakhand. Protests have been going on for several days now, demanding a reversal of the High Court order which had sought eviction of over 4,000 families that reside on this particular piece of land. Petition was filed in the Supreme Court and that hearing is underway as we speak. Judges are discussing amongst themselves about the High Court order which is being read out in the court as we speak. The court is also now putting certain questions to the Uttarakhand government, going on to ask whether there is a demarcation, what that demarcation is, and which part belongs to the railways and which belongs to the state government. Anshul, my colleague, is reporting live from Haldwani, where we've seen all of these families going on to protest for the last couple of days. The hearing is underway, Anshul, and the people who've been protesting there, they are pinning all their hopes on the top court of the country.
Well, definitely the kind of order that came from the Uttarakhand High Court that has definitely sent ripples across the people who have been living in this area. They claim that they have been living in this area for more than 100 years. Few of the houses in this entire area was built even before the independence itself. So yes, as the hearing has begun in the Supreme Court, prayers are ongoing right here. The people who have been sitting out here in protest, the women, children who are sitting out here in protest, they are praying to God that the Supreme Court should give a verdict in their favor so that the houses that they have been living for many years now, those houses should not be taken away from them. So yes, as the hearing continues in Supreme Court, prayers continue out here, Ibadat continues out here in Haldwani, and now the initial hearing has started. What we have been told, Ananya is reporting from inside the court at this point in time. He has been giving us all this information, and yes, the matter is being heard at this point in time, and the senior advocate Gonzalez is actually the person who is from the side of the petitioners, is putting their point of view across that more than 50,000 people would be displaced if at all the decision of the court is followed by the administration. More than 4,000 families would have nowhere to go, because remember, no kind of reconciliation or no kind of rehabilitation has been given to them, or no kind of money has been given to them to rehabilitate by the court. So yes, it remains to be seen what comes from the court, but yes, at this point in time, the entire matter is being heard in the court. In fact, AG Ashwarya Bhati is now arguing from the side of the Uttarakhand government. They are saying that the survey was done by the government, and more than 4,000 houses were under the lens. It was being claimed by the government that more than 4,000 houses in this entire area is being said to be as encroached upon. The land of the railway is being encroached upon, more than 4,000 houses, and these are the families who would be displaced now. So yes, this is the matter that is being heard at this point in time. What remains to be seen as once the arguments conclude, if at all the Supreme Court will come out with some sort of relief for these people. Because remember, if stay order is not given by the Supreme Court, then in the next few days the government is liable to take any sort of action, use any sort of force to make sure that the people who are protesting over here, they are vacated from here, because this is a decision from the Uttarakhand High Court. In the High Court order, it is very clearly mentioned that over the next 7 days, if people do not vacate their houses, then the government is liable to use any sort of force. They are liable to use any sort of policing that is required over here. Paramilitary forces could also be called in. All this is mentioned in the Uttarakhand High Court verdict. So yes, just in the next few minutes, we are going to get clarity if these people who are protesting over here, will they stay here in their houses, or will they be vacated in the next few days?
Right, it's just a matter of time, and the Supreme Court is hearing that case even as we are getting the latest coming in from the Supreme Court. The protests are also gathering steam there. But the Supreme Court is hearing the case. The arguments are going back and forth, and Advocate Prashant Bhushan, who is appearing perhaps for the petitioners, is going on to say that ex parte orders were passed because it was COVID time, and an opportunity was not given to those who are actually affected there for them to present their case, which is why they have now come out and knocked on the doors of the Supreme Court. Even as the protests there are gathering steam and they are pinning their hopes on the Supreme Court, there is arguments that are taking place in the top court of the country. Anshul continues to be with us from amidst those protests, but just taking our viewers through what exactly is transpiring in court as we speak. The court is asking certain questions to the Uttarakhand government, to the ASG that is representing the government, going on to ask certain questions. And the court goes on to say that what is troubling is that what will you do and where people have brought it in auction? What is the situation where people have been living there for about 40 to 50 years? Is some kind of rehabilitation done? That has to be done. That's what the court is now observing as far as these arguments are being made. And Anshul, that's really where this entire nub of the matter is, because the people there who are protesting are demanding exactly that you are throwing us out, wanting us to be evicted without giving us an alternative. There is no rehabilitation and you're leaving us out in the cold there.
Well, yes, the court is now taking on the ASG and in fact is asking them very pertinent question as to where will these people go. The people who have been living here for many years now, if you have given the decision that this entire area belongs to the railway, then these people should be rehabilitated. And the verdict that has come from the Uttarakhand High Court, it has no perspective of these displaced people getting located somewhere or rehabilitated somewhere else. So that is the biggest question, and that is what is being asked by the court at this point in time. And the ASG has now replied to the court, is what we are picking up now, that the claim is that they claim that this is their land and they are not asking for rehabilitation. They have not applied for rehabilitation. So yes, the ASG is now telling the court that these people did not apply for rehabilitation in front of the court, and hence the verdict that has come from the Uttarakhand High Court, it has no space for any sort of rehabilitation, because the people who were against whom the case was, they have not applied for any sort of rehabilitation. But the court has replied to this that development is important, but there is a human angle to this entire case as well, and this is going to be a very, very big humanitarian crisis, because if you see 50,000 people getting displaced from their houses, is going to be a very, very big humanitarian crisis for the government to handle at this point in time. More than 4,000 families, women, children, kids, elderly people, all of them would be displaced if at all no decision is, if at all the Supreme Court does not give them any relief at this point in time. So yes, it remains to be seen what happens. And Justice Oka has also now come. Oka has now come to the fore and said that someone will have to hear these people. These people were not heard in the Uttarakhand High Court, and this is the claim that these people have been making, that their representation in the Uttarakhand High Court was not appropriate, and hence this judgment has come to the fore. Such a harsh judgment has come to the fore. So yes, they are expecting.
Right, and there is a 1 week deadline, which is what they are hoping is actually put on stay by the Supreme Court. And even as the